much, Alice, for sharing those precious words with us. Alice was the very first person I had a conversation with when I was coming to Bedford United Church. So, Alice, you have been a dear and glorious friend all these years, and I love you dearly, and you've been a wonderful part of this community. Bless you. Helen and Harvey Waddell, where are you? There you are. Stand up. I think these two have probably come the longest distance. My father-in-law is over here. He's come from Toronto. Stand up, hands. He's come from Toronto. We all love Toronto, even though, you know, it's a good place. We love Toronto. But Helen and Harvey came all the way from Victoria. So, give them a big hand. It's such a blessing. So, how am I supposed to deal with this moment? Like, really? Like, lie down or something? I'm scratching my back. Well, gentlemen, what else do I do? I scratch my back, I'm always checking my phone. So it's not going to be any different, right? I'll scratch my back and I'll check my phone and I'll just stick my hands in my pocket now. You don't feel embarrassed. I've said to somebody, you know, I think probably my greatest accomplishment with you over these 25 years is that I've lasted 25 years without saddling you with any kind of a scandal. I may have embarrassed you in a variety of ways in public, but not with any outrageous scandal ever, right? So I told this to someone a few weeks ago, and they said to me, "You've still got 2 weeks left." So, we were singing the music at the beginning, and I was just filled with emotion and wailing and gnashing of teeth and crying. And there's been lots of time over these last months, particularly, when there's been a lot of sadness. But it comes and it goes, right? It rises and it falls. And that will be the case with you as well. So, this is an emotional morning for me. And it truly is hard to know what to say. I've said so much over the years, 25 years worth. So it's not going to be any different than it has been. I'll say the same kinds of things, you've heard them before, because it's who I am, and it's who we've become, right? So, back to that message about scandal and departure. I was thinking there are a number of ways to depart. One of the things I've always loved about church is that we know how to have a sense of humor at Bedford United. Do we know how to have a sense of humor at Bedford United Church? Give me a round of applause. Absolutely. Because one thing I have absolutely detested, and if I do become moderator of the United Church, I'm going to revoke the whole curriculum for theological students and teach them how to laugh at church and how to have fun at church, right? There's a church where you can't have fun, right? We need to have fun. And I don't say that in a shallow way, because joy is rooted in the heart of the universe. Joy is rooted in the very heart of God. And so one of the things that I've always thought is We have to have joy as a community. So, I hope a little bit of what I've done over the years is exactly what the kids are saying. It's just been to evoke and share with you a sense of God's fun and God's joy. And I've also said, you know, I'm going to wander a little bit this way. We have had 2 incredible celebrations these last 3 days. On Thursday night and on last night, and those 2 nights just absolutely exemplified the incredible amount of joy that is in this community. And you know what, I just gotta have anyone who was involved in organizing Thursday night or last night or in sending something or involved in organizing this morning, stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Anyone who's been involved, stand up. Come on, boys, stand up.
Hey, we gotta come over and drag this guy out.
Get up. It has been such a glorious, very nice day. It's been glorious. But the end has come. It's time to leave. There's always an ending and a departure date. And there's a part of me that would like to just skip Dodge and avoid all the emotion and the passion and whatnot. And this is part. Is Sandy Irwin here this morning? I'm not sure he was able to be here this morning. Anyways, a number of you have over the years been participants in my fun and joy making at BUC. And Sandy sent me, he said, David, this might be a suggestion for how you should lead town. Let's have it right now. And crank it up. Really loud, Paul. Loud, I want that volume all the way up. As you think about my departure, it could have been a lot worse, okay? It could have been a whole lot worse. So, all that being said and done, now let me show you the serious part. Three things I want to say to you this morning. You all know you all wonder how I remember these sermons all the time. I have 3 points, right? It's easy. It's a piece of cake. Never, ever, ever stop trusting in God. I've shared with you over the years. There's so much doubt and skepticism and atheism in the world. And the world is a broken and a dismal place because of that skepticism and that doubt and that atheism. We don't believe at BUC, and I have never named God as an old bearded guy up in the sky. Although as I get older and have a white beard, the image is kind of growing on me. That's not the God we believe in. That's not the God we lift up. We name God as the incredible matrix, the incredible source of power and creativity and energy and love that has given birth to this amazing cosmos and that continues to sustain it in each and every single moment. Because where is God? Everywhere. God is everywhere and right here. Well, I've always said, if God ceased to exist, if we flicked out the light switch of God, all of this would just disappear in a flash. Never stop doubting that incredible, that's why I talk about Star Wars, the incredible Star Wars reality that we saw last night. So much of popular culture kind of gets it, often more profoundly and deeply than the church does. God is this incredible power and force and creativity. And God is manifesting as each and every single one of us. And that's what Jesus was. That's what we proclaim in the church. That's what Jesus was. That's what we proclaim Muhammad was. That they were expressions of this force and this power that they manifested, and its light shone through them and revealed its reality to the world in such a profound and powerful way. And welcome to our friends from Al Rasul. Talib, Hassan, bless you. And Hassan, bless you. Cultivate. Continuously continue to cultivate your trust in that divine power and presence that is here amongst us, around us all the time. That is what I've done throughout my life, and that is the only thing of significance that you see in me, is that cultivation of that trust in that divine reality. Cultivate trust. Cultivate an intuitive awareness and discernment. And open your minds, and continue to open your minds to a more nuanced, a more subtle, a more thoughtful, intellectual understanding of what this incredible reality is that gives birth to all of this. That's why I often say, that's why I love science so much. Because science, much more, I think, than theology in our world today, science continues to just, as it explores the universe, it just gives rise to this sense of awe and majesty and wonder and mystery in which we are embedded. We live our lives and we walk through life so often in our concerns and our daily worries and, everything that goes on, and we forget that we're actually walking through, we're actually encased in, we're surrounded by this powerful matrix. How many of you have seen the movie The Matrix? I love that word, right? We're enclosed in this incredible matrix of power and energy, creativity and love. And the more we can remind ourselves of that and feel it and discern it and intuit it, the more it starts to shape and guide our lives. And the other thing I want to say to you about that particular piece is part of the journey and part of what we're about as United Church of Canada. She makes this, you have some churches that are totally intellectual and conceptual, and you have other churches that are just totally devotional. And I think what we've combined here at BUC is we've combined this incredible sense of head and heart at one and the same time. And the head is good, and we need the head, and we need more subtle, nuanced, intellectual understandings of God. But we also need love. And how do you love the mystery? That's what Jesus did. And that's what he calls us to do. To fall in love with this incredible mystery of being in which we find ourselves so remarkably. Because you see, if you meet a friend, or you get involved with somebody, a new person or whatnot, and you want to get to know them, but there's a coolness between you, right? There's a little, you're not really intimate with one another yet. And so they're not going to reveal their deepest secrets and their deepest hungers and their deepest thoughts and emotions to you. They don't reveal that until they know that they are loved and that this incredible bond of love exists between you. So I say, God cannot reveal God's ultimate reality and sense of being to us unless we start to cultivate that love for God in our hearts. But when we cultivate love for the divine in our hearts, no science can prove it, but when we start to cultivate that love in our hearts, the wonder and the beauty and the majesty and the reality of this incredible something that undergirds all this starts to make itself known and starts to reveal its reality to you. Albert Einstein, the greatest scientist of all time, he said, I don't believe in this old guy up in the sky, but I believe in a reality and a being that has brought all this into being that is so stupendous and that it just leaves our hearts in a state of awe and reverence and wonder. That's what we need to cultivate. Keep doing that. Keep doing that, BUC. That's what we've done all these years. Second thing. First thing, number two. Second. The world today seems like a mess. The world, I think, to every generation throughout time has seemed like a mess. But I want to say to you, never give in to that kind of skepticism and despair and feeling that the world is a mess. The world is a beautiful place. The world is filled with beauty. It's filled with goodness. It's filled with compassion and love. And the news is constantly trying to, the news media, bless them, we need them, but they are constantly distracting our attention from all the wonder and goodness and caring and love that is present in the world. We can't make the world a better place. We can't change the world for a better place. We mustn't be stupid about the problems and challenges of the world, but we can't change them out of a position, a place of despair or skepticism or forgetting it. We change it by a sense of passionate engagement with the world. I always love what Mahatma Gandhi said, and I've shared these words with you before too. Mahatma Gandhi said at one point in his life, he said, "There have always been tyrants and bullies and dictators. And for a while, they seem to prevail. But in the end, they always fail. In the end, they always fail. In the end, truth always prevails. Truth always has the last word." And it does, because this whole shebang is permeated by and radiated out of the divine sacred reality that is committed to life, that is committed to goodness, that is committed to love. And this, my friends, is why this is so important. Because what we have here, what you are, what you represent, is a counterbalance to all the skepticism, the doubt, the despair, and the anger, and the craziness that goes on in the world. Churches everywhere around the world, mosques everywhere around the world, synagogues, temples, sweat lodges, represent a counterbalance. They channel the light, they channel the force. They channel the force into this world, and they help to dispel the darkness. How do we get rid of darkness? We cannot force darkness out of the world. We can only shine with the light, which is embedded within us. And as we shine with the light, the darkness starts to dissipate on its own. So my mandate to all of you is continue to shine. Al Rasul, continue to shine. Bedford United, continue to shine together. Let us shine gloriously and show the world that God's intention for all of us is not about, as I said last night, it's not about walls, it's not about separation, it's not about death and darkness. It's about life and love and bringing people together in oneness and unity. Continue to do that. The last thing I want to say to you is, I love you. I love you so, so much. And the thought of departure, it's hard for me. But I am sustained and carried forward by the incredible love that you have shown to myself and to Danielle and to Kinza all these years. Remember one of the first stories I told you was about the minister who arrived at a new church, right? And they were wearing those long robes at the time, right? And he was walking up here, and as he's walking up the stairs, he just took a tumble, right? Fell flat on his face or his backside or whatnot, and got up with as much decorum as he could. On the first Sunday, you're trying to impress your congregation enormously, right? And he says, "Well, I've attended a lot of new churches in my time, but this is the first time I've fallen head over heels in love with a congregation on the first day." I think from the first phone call that I received and the first conversation with Alice, and when Danielle and I came to the airport for our first interview, and we were greeted by Sandra Cox and Vi Parnell. I think, Vi, you're here somewhere, I know you are. And you greeted us at the airport, and there was so much laughter and joy and love from the get-go. We just fell in love right off the bat. You know, last night at the meal, I actually worked Danielle told me, you're nuts, but I like worked for 4 hours over the last couple of days putting together a speech. In which I was going, that's the only thing in Daryl and Val, and I was saying, Val, you said I can't do that speech last night. I put together a speech with all the people I wanted to thank. And it's a lost cause. Because it has been such an incredible privilege to work with so many of you over the years. So many of you. So much skill and passion and ability in this community. It's just mind-blowing. And I have had the incredible fortune to work and to engage with all of you and to help to nurture and create a community in which we all collectively come together. Danielle has had the blessed gift of being part of this wonderful community. And Kinza, I've said before, I cannot imagine any other place on this face of this planet where I would have rather had my daughter raised. And I know a lot of you feel that about your kids as well. So, at the end of the day, just know how much I love you all. And I've also, just to say, been so blessed with the ministerial teams that I've worked with over the years. Incredible staff, beginning with Carolyn years ago, and we've continued to work through all the years, and all the wonderful staff. Helen and Harvey here today as well. And all of you, Diane, all of you. It's been an incredible privilege and gift for me too. So BUC. One last time, the Spirit in me truly, truly honors the Spirit in you. Thank you for all your love. Thank you for shining the Spirit. And please continue to embrace your new ministry staff. Katie and Matt are going to be wonderful. Embrace them with the kind of love that you've embraced Danielle and myself and Kinz over the years. And continue to shine with the light of this incredible God in whom we trust. And BUC will have a grand and glorious future. And what I said last night is my last words to you. Some of you heard it. Don't screw it up!